Retirement surprised me, not because I had nothing to do, but really because I brought along some of my old habits with me. Looking back, I realized five habits were making my retirement smaller instead of better. These are the five habits I finally had to let go. Yours will be different than mine. Maybe, maybe not. Let's talk about them. First one, staying busy instead of living. Well, that hits home for me and my wife because when we retired, we kind of felt lost. Probably you did too. It's kind of common, I think. What did we do? We started going to supermarkets or Costco just about every single day and didn't even think about it. But after a while, we started to joke about it. It was kind of the highlight of our day. That was, in a way, kind of sad. And we realized that um, we were going to the store, sometimes buying one or two things, maybe nothing. And it was because we really had not found a purpose. We were kind of feeling lost. It took us quite a while. I think maybe until recently, at least a year, before we finally realized we got to find something to do. Going to the supermarket, going shopping every single day, sometimes buying nothing, that was not worth our time. I wasn't shopping, I was just really killing time. Number two, saving money at the cost of time. Again, took us a while. When we first retired, we went down to Florida for the winters. I'm from Canada and it's kind of cold, kind of a rite of passage to head south if you can. We tried that for a couple of winters and I'll never forget. I think it was last winter in Florida. Our car needed a new headlight. We could have just gone to a body shop and had it replaced, but we decided to tackle it. Um, it was interesting. It was a challenge, but guess what? It took us pretty much half a day, probably really closer to a full day. I guess you could say I saved the money, but I lost the day. We both did. I would say we lost the trade off between time and money. Yeah, it is good to save money, but time. I think I'd rather have a bit more as time goes on, and time is flying by as I hit my early 60s now. Habit number three, making life harder than it needs to be. Well, that was certainly the case when we changed the headlight on the car, but now I'm thinking back to our shopping, Costco maybe specifically. When you go into a Costco, you buy things you didn't expect at times and you load up, and you need to get a box often to bring out. They can get heavy. And sure, I can load it up in the car. I'm not that weak at my age, but my lower back, I've pulled it a few times. And I realize now that the best thing I ever did was buy a foldable utility kind of buggy cart, those things on wheels. I often thought it was for old people. Well, I don't like to think of myself as that old, but yeah, in my early 60s now. So getting that foldable cart, best thing I've done. When I get home with that heavy box, I can fill up my little cart and wheel it into the home. I think those are smart things to do. And maybe it's a bit of pride. I was kind of feeling that it's succumbing to old age, but hey, sometimes you got to be smart. And the habit I got to break is, you got to swallow your pride sometimes. And I've done that now. And yeah, good decision sometimes to swallow your pride. I guess I finally realized I wasn't proving anything to anybody anymore. I'm just doing what's right for my age. Habit number four was always kind of waiting for someday. This is one I've worked hard to break because, my dad, he did teach me the value of a buck when I was a kid. I've kept that with me, sometimes maybe too frugal. And now in my 60s, I'm realizing, what am I waiting for? Why am I postponing things? So my wife and I recently took a trip to Paris. I'd been before, but that was back in the 1980s. My wife had never been. We spent more than we expected, or more than we would normally do, that's for sure. But I think it's worth it. When you get to our age, we don't know. Have we got 15, 20 years? Could be less, could be more, I hope. But don't postpone. And it's a habit I'm trying to break. I'm still, not going to waste my money, but I'm not. I'm not just going to hold on to it until I die. I'm not going to be foolish. I'm still frugal, but sometimes you got to spend and enjoy. I guess you could say I've stopped waiting. I just don't know how long I actually have left. Number five is feeling guilty for doing nothing. That sounds weird to say because, when we retire, we kind of have earned it. But my habit in the past is always to be on the go. I'll never forget sitting on my porch back there in Florida. Nobody was really around. I was enjoying my coffee, reading online some stuff for fun. I felt guilty. I thought, I got to keep busy. I'm always the type on the run, always got to do something. But hey, slow down, kick back, and take it easy. I think that's a motto that I want to live now. And if I don't want to pack my day, well, why should I? Looking back now, none of these habits were really about Costco or these heavy boxes or saving money. Um, they all came from the same place, which is I retired, but part of me was thinking that I never did. Uh, but retirement isn't just about having more time, also kind of about letting go of habits that no longer fit in the life you're trying to live. Uh, I'll remember this now. The habits that I am trying to kill, they're not always easy to break, right? When you've been around the block like I have, or maybe you too, um, we need to, though, right? Some habits, hopefully, we do keep are good ones. The ones I just mentioned are ones that I feel, yeah, I've been retired for a couple of years now. It's been a big adjustment. And I know others that have done worse, I guess, than me, but we got to break some of those old habits, start fresh, enjoy our retirement. Next time, I'm going to talk about 7 things I've actually ditched after 60 for, I would call it a lighter life. So don't just get older, get better. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.